How do plants know when it's spring? Last night, as I was looking outside, I noticed something. Just a few weeks ago, the trees were bare, the grass looked dead, and everything felt frozen in time. And yet here we are, and suddenly everything is waking up. Tiny green buds on branches, flowers pushing up through the soil, the first hints of leaves unfurling. It made me wonder, how do plants know when to start growing again? They don't have calendars, they don't check the weather forecast. And yet, every spring, right on cue, they come back to life. Plants have been doing this for millions of years, long before humans ever existed to marvel at it. The secret lies in their ability to sense the world around them, constantly measuring light, temperature, and moisture levels. It all starts with sunlight. Plants don't just use sunlight to make energy, they also use it to tell time. Inside their cells, they have special light sensitive proteins called phytochromes and cryptochromes that detect how much daylight they are getting. As winter ends and the day starts getting longer, these photoreceptors register the change and send signals to the plant, letting it know that spring is approaching. But light alone isn't enough. If it were, plants might start growing too early, only to be wiped out by a sudden frost. That's where temperature sensing comes in. Many plants won't start growing again until they've gone through a long enough period of cold, a process called vernalization. This is their built-in safety mechanism, making sure they don't wake up too soon. When the temperature finally stays warm enough for long enough, another set of internal signals activates, pushing the plant out of dormancy. That is when the real magic starts happening. As plants detect longer days and warmer temperatures, they start producing growth hormones. Gibberellins tell seeds it's time to sprout. Cytokinins trigger cell division, helping leaves and flowers grow. Auxins direct them towards the sun, making sure plants stretch in the right direction. These hormones are the green light for growth, setting off a cascade of changes inside the plant. Buds that spend all winter tightly closed begin to soften. Enzymes break down protective layers, allowing tender new leaves to emerge. Roots start pulling up water, fueling the process of expansion and renewal. And speaking of water, moisture plays a huge role too. Some seeds stay dormant until they detect enough rainfall, ensuring they don't germinate in dry conditions where they wouldn't survive. Even in trees, water movement changes as spring arrives, carrying nutrients up from the roots to fuel new growth. So, when you see trees budding and flowers blooming in perfect synchrony, it's not just luck, it's an ancient, deeply wired response to the changing seasons, built into their very cells. Plants don't just passively exist, they are constantly sensing, measuring, and adapting to their environment, waiting for the perfect moment to wake up. And when the signals all align, longer days, warmer temperatures, and enough moisture, spring begins. Got a weird midnight question keeping you up? Drop it in the comments and maybe it will be featured in a future episode. Thanks for listening, and until next time, keep wondering. I am Mari and this is Midnight Question.